For your safety, please ensure to read the full disclaimer located in the description below this video before you start your virtual training.
Hi there, I'm Rich Stoffer, PSP Fitness Instructor from CFB Edmonton, and today I'd like to do a video for you about how to choose the proper barbell when you're training in the warrior room. What I've come up with is a little bit of a color-coded system, as we used to have signs up, but I understand many of you cannot read. So we'd like to offer some help. In addition to the color-coded system, kind of helping us keep things organized, it'll also help you guys choose the proper barbell for your particular workout. Obviously, there's other videos on how to use certain barbells. This isn't in the scope of this video. This is pretty much just to help you kind of figure out which bar you're going to use, and also where we might prefer you put them back so the next time you come and use them, they are more organized. I've got a little bit of an in-depth write-up for each of the barbells on the wall, just beside kind of the color on the one side, and then the write-up for the barbell on that side. So we will get started. So we're going to start here on the southernmost side of the warrior room. When you first walk in to the left, we have our ladies or 15 kilo barbells. You can identify those, obviously, if they're put away properly, but also they have a white stripe on the end cap of the bar. There's a couple other things we're going to identify them by. We've got a couple of different kinds. We've got the B&R bar, which is a nice Olympic weightlifting bar. We also have the Bell bar, which I especially like. It's got a dog on the end of it there. Doesn't Bella look like a good girl? So these are the bars you'd use you can use them for deadlifting, clean and jerk, squats, really any movement. Our ladies' barbells are pretty universal. And we do have also a Penlay bar and a York bar that we have up here as well. Right now we've just got the 4 bars. Okay, so those ones again are going to be put right here. You might also notice our trap bar hangs quite nicely up here. It weighs 80 pounds, pardon me. So if you do need help with this bar, one of us can bring it down for you as well. And if you need help putting it back, please ask us as well. All right, so the next thing we have is the bars with the black stripes on them. They are kind of some more specialty bars. So the first bars we have on top here are some powerlifting bars. There are some nice bells of steel powerlifting bars. They have a very aggressive knurling on the end of them. You'll also notice they have a fairly thin kind of part before the sleeve on the collar there. So they're identified by that. Again, they're a good powerlifting bar, so your squat for sure, bench press. You may not want to use them depending on how heavy you're deadlifting, simply because they do have a very aggressive knurling on them. You won't let go because the knurling is too smooth. If anything, they'll tear up your hands if you go heavy on them, so it's just a little bit of a warning on those ones. They do also feature a center knurling, so if you're doing back squats, they can feel quite secure for that movement as well. Just below that, we've got some weightlifting bars. The two that we have here are some very nice Avanco bars. We've actually had in the facility probably the longest, and they're very nice bars, really good whip, really good spin on them. They just keep going for days. So really nice for clean and jerk and snatch. Definitely not something you'd want to do, I wouldn't necessarily want to do a bunch of bench press with them because they do spin quite nicely. There's definitely better bars, such as the one right above that. So those are kind of more specialty barbells as far as weightlifting and powerlifting. And just below that, you'll notice we have our safety squat bar. The reason we're putting this here is it does weigh 70 pounds, so it is difficult to get to sit on a rack kind of thing. It really only sits nicely right here at the very bottom. You'll notice I've put a nice convenient red piece of tape there. That simply lets you guys know to stack the bumper plates no higher in that line so we can put that thing back where it goes, because really there's no other good spot for it. Okay, so that is our more specialty barbells as far as kind of your regular looking bars, and our safety squat bar. All right, so the next kind of bar we've got in the facility here are our general use bars. We have 3 different types. The Rogue Ohio bar. We also have a nice Penlay bar, which again we've had in the facility for a long time. The HD Penlay bars have been very, very good bars for us, considering our relatively irregular maintenance schedule, as well as some York bars that are kind of a plain bar, but again, they work quite nicely for general use. So again, these ones you can snatch, clean, jerk, squat, bench press, you can do anything with them, bent over rows. Really good general use bars. They're marked with a red stripe. And again, there are anything bar. Feel free to use anything or non-specialized bars. If you're coming in, you're not really sure what you're going to do today, you're going to do a bunch of different things. So you're going to do Olympic lifting, you're going to do a little bit of kind of standard powerlifting movements. Definitely that would be the bar to go with. I really encourage people to use, say, these bars as opposed to the powerlifting or weightlifting bars if you're doing any of the landmine movements. Those bars can get away with it for sure, but these bars are definitely a little bit less finicky bars kind of thing, a little harder to break. So if you're doing more general stuff, again, I would certainly encourage you to use these general use barbells. Once again, red stripe just before the sleeve. All right, so last but not least, we have our specialty barbells, our non-standard kind of looking barbells. We've got a couple of different kinds. I'm just going to go through those with you real quick here. First off, we've got our axle bar. That's a bar where the actual bar portion, the part you grab onto, is just as thick, 2 inches, as the sleeve that the plates go onto. This is a nice bar for training your grip strength. It can also be nice on your shoulders and elbows, depending on if you have any injuries. It can be a nice way to give those things a little bit of a break. We've also got our Swiss bars or multi-grip bars. Again, we've got one that's angled and one that has parallel grips on it. They both have 3 different sets. These ones all kind of can be vertically stored here. We use vertical storage for our bars without bearings or bushings in them because it preserves the bars. Those bars, if you store them horizontally, but these ones can be dropped in vertically. They fit quite nicely. The last one we've got here is our bazooka bars or farmer's carry bars. Obviously, you put a little bit of weight on each side. You can go for a long walk with those. A little bit more comfortable than dumbbells or kettlebells, in my opinion. You don't have to worry about running into anything as you're holding it down by your side. So I really like these for farmer's carries. These ones are not marked using the color system because, as you can see, they are much different than your standard barbell. If you were to mistake a regular barbell, these ones, I can't really help you out with colors very much. All right, so that is our barbells we've got in the warrior room. One thing I'd like to point out is we do now have our safety spotter arms. We've got them nicely stored up on the wall here. If you put these spotter arms in every second hole, they all fit quite nicely on the wall there. It looks pretty slick, if I do say myself. So if you're using those, which we certainly encourage you to, especially if you haven't got a spot, please do put them back where they go and try to keep them as organized as possible.